Hello, my name is Angela, Lady Angela McAllister. I am Baroness of Brother Isle, High Priestess of the Order of the Purple Cord, and owner-operator of RareWiccaSpells.com. And I have something to share with you here that I've made by hand, and I'm going to be listing it today over on eBay. Today is December 10th, and the auction will run for 7 days, and this is a travel Book of Shadows, and I sell these over on my website, RareWiccaSpells.com. It takes me about 2 weeks to make one of these, but I did go ahead and I made one that I have right here, this exact one that I'm going to list over on eBay, because I was thinking what would be a great gift for somebody to get somebody for Christmas or Yule that's a witchy type person. And this is a wonderful gift. This book, it's blue, it's leather bound. I made everything from scratch, and I'm going to give you a little flip through of it. You see here, it's blue leather. It has these little brass corner pieces. It's got one black ribbon bookmark here. And I'm going to give you a flip through. Now, why a travel book of shadows, you're thinking? Well, you know, this will fit in my purse. And if you're a guy, this will fit in your satchel, your backpack, whatever it is. When you're out and about, maybe you're visiting somebody, or maybe you're out in nature at the park, or you got some forest by your house, you go out and you do ritual. I know my Book of Shadows is a great big thing. It's huge. It's over here, and this thing is huge and heavy. I can't always lug that around with me, especially when I'm outdoors. It's just, you got all your ritual supplies, your spell stuff, and you got your great big book too. No. But this, I have included in here. This is not blank. This has, I'll show you the flip through in a second. Let me slow down here. But why this is good is that it can go with you. It's a travel book. It's made to last forever. It's a beautiful book. This is a one-of-a-kind thing. This is not something I mass produce. I signed them inside. This is actually number 11 of this series. This is a wonderful thing. This is going to be a treasured heirloom item for anybody that has them. And in case you're watching this after the auction's ended, this is December 10th, 2015. I still sell these over on my website, RareWiccaSpells.com. There are options in color of the binding, the leather. If you wanted a different color, just message me when you place your order, so I have time to order the color you want in case I don't have it. Right now I can make them in either blue or brown. I have brown leather here as well. This one's blue, and it takes me about 2 to 3 weeks to make them. But this one is ready. This one's ready to go. And let me show you the flip through. So here is our cover. And you'll notice there is no holes or springs. This is bound, just like a regular book. See here? It's not coming out. It's not going anywhere. I've hand sewn these pages and glued them. Here's the inside cover. I did something on this one I never do, and I kind of drew. But first of all, let me show you here on the inside front cover. I have a blessing for you. It says, "May all that your heart desires come true. Blessed be." Along with the pentagram. Over here, along this line here, I put some charms. I put some athames, some little daggers, some feathers, and a couple keys. Here, let me show you that. Made them kind of glittery and silvery. And then I just felt inspired. I don't know why. I never do this, but I had this silver metallic pen, and I just felt like this book needed it. So I kind of drew this little tribal looking triquetras along with the pinnacle, a pentagram right here in the center. Whoever this book is meant for, I know you're watching this video, and these symbols are speaking to you because Spirit told me to do it. I never do that, and Spirit told me to do it, and so I did it. It's got the black inside covers. So, here's page 1. Still a little stiff because, like I said, I just got done with it not that long ago. Yesterday making it. So, you see here, there's no rings, there's no strings. This is bound. There's some blank pages in here. Book of Shadows cover. These are heavyweight parchment papers that I have used and printed on. Something that my books have, or this book has, that you're not going to find any other place is about half of the pages are printed like this here, beautiful calligraphy and art. The other half is this lined journal type papers for you to add to your book as you go, along with some decorative Wiccan nature themed borders around each of these. So this isn't a book that you just buy and go to and read. This is a book that you can add to and really work with it and make it your own. This is a wonderful item, you guys. Anybody that's into pagan, Wiccan, witchcraft, this is a wonderful book here. It's an heirloom item that you'll have forever. This is our book's dedication ritual. Some more of that nice journal paper. An altar blessing. So if you're out and about, you're away from your house or whatever it is, altar blessing right here, easy to get to. Here's some more of the journal paper. Here's a simple circle casting, simple circle closing journal paper. Quickie circle cast. This is journal paper with the stars. Create sacred space ritual. Journal paper. Closing the circle ritual. Any of these pages in here, if you were interested in just maybe purchasing one or maybe a few of these pages, you can buy them individually either at my website, rarewiccaspells.com, and also on eBay. Majority of these pages, they're not expensive. I sell them for about $1.95 or $1.99 for each page. So you don't have to buy it as a book. If you can't afford it, that's fine. You can buy it by the page, and it's very reasonable. A spell binder. How to consecrate your tools. Sometimes you're away from your house. You find a wand, you need to do some magic. You forgot your wand, you find a wand, you need to consecrate it for magic. Maybe you got some water from the lake and you need to consecrate it so you can use it. This can be an all-purpose consecration for whatever the magical tool or whatever item you're wanting to use as a magical tool is. It's a great thing to have in your travel book of shadows. Lined journal paper. Cleansing with smoke, such as incense, or maybe you start a little campfire type, or smudging. Here's cleansing with incense. Here's a smudging prayer. Here's a page that tells you how to determine what however your smoke is flowing, whether it's jumping around all over the place or maybe it's just going upwards towards heaven and spirit in a straight, pretty well-defined line. It tells you what the meaning of that is. Here's an all-purpose cleansing and dedication ritual. Journal papers. Life path dedication ritual. Journal papers. This is wonderful. You could really make this book even more dynamic the longer you have it and use it and add bits of yourself to it along the way. Blessings before meals. Morning blessings. Journal paper. Evening blessings. A house blessing. Maybe someone calls you over. They just moved into a house. They know what your practices and your faith is, and they ask you to come over and bless their house. Here's a house blessing ritual right here in your travel book of shadows. Pagan serenity prayer. Journal paper. I really like these, how it scrolls, and it's the lined as well. Prayer for success. Come on now. Blessing for your wand. 2 pages of that, 2 different versions. Invocations to the god and goddess. The charge of the goddess. Drawing down the moon. This one I use a lot in my own travel book of shadows, because when you're drawing down the moon, you're outside. You're under that beautiful full moon's light, and you don't want to stand there holding a big mammoth-sized book of shadows. It's heavy, and it's just not practical to stand out there with it. That's why this is wonderful to be included in your travel book of shadows. Protect an object. This is so you can put a spell onto or charm any item. It could be a rock, an acorn, whatever it is, to put a enchantment of protection on an object. How to banish ghosts and spirits. This is a good one for in your travel book too. Maybe someone calls you over. They're having trouble. They think they have a presence in their home, an entity, a ghost, a spirit, whatever it is. They want you to come over and see if you can do whatever you can to get rid of it. That's a great ritual and spell to have in your travel book of shadows. Here's a driving charm, of course, because it's a travel book of shadows. Blessing your vehicle. How to cast a protective shield. Using salt for protection. When you're going to put a circle of salt around something or whatever it is, how to empower your salt. A purification ritual. Could also be used to get rid of ghosts as well, or cleanse out negative energies. An all-purpose binding spell to bind someone from doing harm against others, harm against themselves, harm against you, whatever it is. Here is how to do a basic knot ritual, knot magic, a knot wish spell. A witch's funeral. I looked high and low trying to find a recommended witch's funeral ritual, and I found this, and I think it's a wonderful thing to be included here, because if someone passes away and you're there at their funeral or their bedside or whatever it is, or sitting there amongst the family, if you have your travel book of shadows with you, this is a very thoughtful, very touching ritual here, and prayer and blessing that you can perform, and it would just make everybody feel so much better and help to ease the process of that loved one spirit crossing through the veil. Here's the Wheel of the Year with all our important dates and the name of the Sabbats and some other useful info. 2 pages on each Sabbat holiday. Here's Yule. It includes on each one's the date, the animal, mystical being, the gemstone, incense oils, colors of candles, tools, symbols, decorations, the goddesses, the gods, the essence, the dynamic meaning, the purpose, the rituals and magic that it's best suited for, the customs, the foods, the herbs, the element or garden, the element or gender, if it's masculine or feminine energy, and also the threshold, such as Yule is always best for dawn, because it's about the coming back of the sun. So here's for Yule. Again, you got journal paper in here, which is wonderful because you can add to it, put things that you want to do, that you always are doing. You can add them to your book here. In bulk. Journal paper. Ostara. Journal paper. Beltane. Journal paper. Litha. Journal paper. I call it lug. Lugnasad. Lug. Journal paper. Excuse me. Maybon. Journal paper. Samhain, which is Halloween. Journal paper. The types of magic or rituals that are best suited for each different moon's phase, such as the full moon, the waning moon, the new moon, the dark moon, the waxing moon. Every page in here, I have performed numerous times, as well as countless others that I've shared these pages with. There's a lot of power each individual page contains because it has been practiced, because it has been used by a multitude of practitioners, and only for intentions of light and love. That's what my #1 main rule is. If it harm none, okay. We follow the Wiccan Rede, and so only for good intentions are these spells or rituals used. Each one is real. These are real spells, rituals, and correspondence pages. There's no fiction in this book. So what I'm trying to get at is like these pages here on the types of magic to do during a certain moon phase. These are things I've added to and built upon, and this is my current list of what all I do on these moon phases. These are real working Book of Shadows pages. Here we go. Here's one. I'm sure you've seen it around. It's a pretty common page here on the magical days. 2-page set. It just wouldn't be right if it wasn't included. Some more journal paper. Here's something I made, and I think it's extremely helpful. I use this when I'm planning my date book. When the moon is in whichever zodiac sign, goes through all 12 zodiacs, what the theme is of that time, what you ought to seek out, and what you should avoid when the moon is in whatever particular sign. This is extremely helpful when you're looking at your almanac or date book and you see, okay, today is Thursday, the moon is in such and such, and that means that it's a good time for whatever it is. 3 pages on colors, pretty thorough list here. Page 2, page 3. The magic of numbers. Again, I've built from my own notes, from my own Book of Shadows. Everything that I use myself, when I associate number 1, what all do I associate with it? Here's for numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. These aren't just basic pages. These are things that I've built on and added to over the years. So you get the benefit of not just another Book of Shadows, not another recipe book that says do this, do that, but actually something that real practicing witches use every day. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 13, 15, 21, 28, 101, and also the numbers associated with the different planets such as Saturn, Venus, Jupiter, Mercury, Mars, Moon, and Sun. Like today is Thursday. It's for Jupiter or Thor, which is vibrates of the energy of the number 4. The Father God, the ruler of heaven, the number 4. Here's meanings of common signs and symbols like acorns, an arrow, a bee. Just 50 magical 3 pages of this here about things that you might find laying on the ground, and if you want to just, hey, that'd make a good charm. There you go. Or perhaps you need to give, you're at someone's house, maybe they just got their heart broken, they just got dumped by their boyfriend or girlfriend, and you're really needing to give them a trinket, a charm, a talisman to help them to feel better and loved. So you might look in your travel Book of Shadows to see what kind of an item you need to be searching for while you're over there visiting. Common things that you could probably find laying out in the yard and make use of and empower to be a powerful charm or talisman. Magical gems and minerals for making talisman jewelry. An all-purpose crystal cleansing and empowerment spell. How to cleanse your crystals and how to empower them for magic. Not just crystals, folks. Stones. You could use it on items as well. Here's some common Wicca and witchcraft symbols and their meanings. Here is some very useful quick go-to page of the planet symbols as well as the astrological symbols. Invocation for spirit. Come on now. Journal pages. Here's 4 invocations for earth, air, fire, and water. An earth invocation. Air, fire. water. Here's something I think is cool. This isn't just runes, but this is the witch's runes. The witch's set of 13 runes. Very hard to find stuff, but I finally found it and took some notes, and I'm making use of them. I kind of like them, maybe a bit better than the regular runes. But here's the witch's runes, and it has the witch's rune that you read, as well as each of the symbols and their meaning for the 13 witch's runes. Here's how to write in magical writing Theban script. Another good thing to have when you're away from the house. You need to inscribe something, magical message. Here is how to know the meaning of playing cards. Maybe you're at someone's house, they want you to read them, and all you have handy there is you don't have your cards with you, you don't have your runes with you, so you ask them, hey, do you have a deck of playing cards? And sure enough, they do. Most people do. Here you can read them, divine for them using the playing cards. And right here, quick reference in your travel book of shadows that's in your purse or your satchel. Maybe it's in your glove box. You have the meanings of it. So that's for all 4 suits. And this here is something I use all the time. I think is absolutely wonderful. These last section of pages is not just the rune meanings, the meaning of the 24 runes, the Elder Futhark runes, but also what it means when they're reversed. That is something you don't find. You always see the meanings. I mean, they're pretty common, but the meanings and the way they look whenever they're reversed or upside down, that's something that's hard to find, and I've made up these set of pages for you. It's another thing unique and one of a kind about the stuff I have here at RareWiccaSpells.com. So here's the pages on that. Several of those. Here's the last page. Here's where I've signed it. This is the 11th edition of this this is the 11th Book of Shadows in the 2nd edition format with the leather binding and all. Made December 2015 by Lady Angela McAllister. And then there's the back page. And I have one black ribbon bookmark for you. That's it. I hope you enjoyed it. I'm putting this here on eBay. It's going to make somebody a wonderful Christmas Yule gift for just the right person. I'm sure the person who this here speaks to, you're going to run across this. You're going to say, that's mine. That was meant for me because Spirit told me to do this. Do you see all the different, it's got little daggers, athames, feathers, the keys, the pentacle, pentagram, and then some tribal looking triquetras in silver, as well as this blessing for you. My spirit guide told me to do that, and I did it, and this book is meant for a specific person out there. Now, if you buy my books on RareWiccaSpells.com, you'll place your order, and let me know what color of cover you want. It takes me about 2 to 3 weeks to get it made for you and sent out to you priority mail, and it won't have any of this here. I mean, of course, I'll give you a little blessing in there, of course, you know, and I'll sign it discreetly like I did in here. But I won't do any drawings. It's somebody out there that's going to speak to them. That was for somebody specific, and I'm hoping you're going to run across this video. And even if you run across it after Christmas, perhaps you hadn't seen it sooner. Maybe it's still available. But here you go. My eBay store is RareWiccaSpells.com. This is Lady Angela, High Priestess of the Order of the Purple Cord, Baroness of Brother Isle, and owner-operator of RareWiccaSpells.com. Thank you, everyone, and blessed be.